Hello and welcome to Talk Good Game. It's just finished West Ham United 1 and it's just finished Fulham 0. Right, we're here to talk about the game. We'll go through the highlights, but just before we do, Gonzo, how are you feeling?
I'm weird, because it all happened at the end. I was ready to come on here and have a right old moan, to be honest with you, mate. And then, of course, we scored. Brilliant, jumping up and down. Of course, you were a little bit ahead of me, so you finished early. You saw me sat down with my son there, but you just missed it, obviously, with the goal. And then we had to sit through the drama of what it seemed like a ridiculous, everything I hate about VAR, by the way. And then we had to watch. As I feel a bit, look, I want to win. I felt a bit sorry for the lad. He made a bit of a numpty of himself, and even my boy turned around and said that's a bit embarrassing what he's done there. So I get relief. I think. How do I feel? Relieved. I think, Gio.
Yeah, you're not the first person to tell me I finished a bit early, but that's for another video altogether. But no, I was a bit like you. 90th minute, I was ready to come on here with my bottom lip out and my arms folded a little bit, and then obviously, I mean, we're doing this straight after full time, so it's hard not to be in a good mood given what's just happened in the last 8 minutes in the end. But as we go through the review and as we go through the game, I think my mood's almost going to change back a little bit. But we'll get on to that. I mean, the first 10-15 minutes, I thought we played really well. I thought we were unlucky not to score twice, maybe. Never mind just the once. I thought we knew what we were doing, pushed Fulham right back into their own box. They were struggling to get out. We were hitting it from all sorts of angles and distances and testing the goalkeeper, who made some good saves. I would suggest maybe they were expected saves of him. A couple of little deflections here and there, but because we were hitting them from distance and they were pretty down the middle of the goal. But the intent was there. And at 15 minutes in, Gonzo, I was sitting there thinking, I'm well happy with this.
Yeah, I was quite impressed with the keeper as well. Not just that, I thought his distribution was really quick, actually. Don't normally notice keepers, but I did think, he's not doing bad. Bowen I thought we were bright, we were sharp, we were up for it. Full of energy, and I thought Fornells was full of energy, of course, as you would expect. Declan Rice started the game like the England midfielder that he is. I thought he was, real good. He was driving the ball forward. He was spreading the play right and left. Some lovely curl in his pass, actually. He's getting with both feet now, and his technique's pretty damn good, actually. Jared Bowen as well, I thought, was really pressing himself on the game, and of course Cresswell coming up and doing what he does, which is just advancing up the pitch and making an extra player. Yeah, I mean, the first, whatever you say, 10-15 minutes, I thought, well, Fulham are in for a real tough time here.
From 15 minutes till half time though, what did you think of that bit?
I thought we were poor, actually. I thought we invited them onto us. I don't know what changed. I thought Haller was isolated again. Couldn't get any support up to him. I thought Fornell's passing was atrocious. I mean, absolutely atrocious. And I didn't have a clue. I forgot about Thomas Soucek completely until I saw him at one point. I thought, oh yeah, there he is. He's playing. It was, and I thought we kept on offering up Robinson a lot of space, and fortunately, he doesn't seem to be particularly good with a ball. As quick as he is, he's not a particularly good player, it seems. So I thought we were quite lucky there, because a better player would have really hurt us from that position. Not like the Spurs left back, Regulion or whatever his name is. I mean, yeah, we were quite lucky. They gave him far too much space for some reason. So there's a problem side. I'm not particularly blaming Soufal for that. It seemed the system was offering him space, and he constantly seemed to be getting in there. But I thought we turned from the first 15 minutes. But we turned really, really poor.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I think also credit to Fulham. I thought Fulham sort of seen the first 10-15 flurry of onslaught, if you like. They rode it out, and then they got their foot on the ball. I thought they looked far more comfortable than we did in possession. I think they moved it around a little bit better. They almost had... They grew in confidence. Every 5 minutes went by and Fulham got a little bit better, a little bit more confident, and they were almost playing with a bit of swagger at some points. There weren't no shots on target though in the first half, when Fulham suggests that they did everything right until the final third. But twice in the first half, Mitrovic went and stood beside Aaron Cresswell for the cross coming in, and I have to say I was fearing for the worst from that going on. I thought, here we go, they've got a tactic here, which is getting Mitrovic up against Aaron Cresswell. We know he's too small. Kane's given Kane's header the other week, like you said, with Regulion coming down left and crossing it. Spurs have given Scott Parker the blueprint here. Get your big man at the back post and just find Mitrovic's head and he's got a chance. And a couple of times it was close and I thought, I hope we sort that out. We did in the second half. Bona took over from Creswell. But I thought we were poor going forward. There was just not much about us. That fizz and sparkle we had for the first 15 minutes was just gone. I don't know why. We were wasteful. And I don't know, I just wasn't too happy. I was just a bit... It wasn't great. It wasn't really good. Second half, though, we started... It was quite similar to the first half, actually. We started pretty brightly. We came out the traps pretty quick, without overly testing Areola, bar Aaron Creswell's free kick. And then we seemed to just dwindle again.
Yeah, I certainly felt we had one attacker too few. It felt that way. Not just Haller isolated. Look, it depends. And some days I'm up for it, right? And at some days particularly when you're playing the bigger teams, I'm grateful for us being a tough team. I'm grateful for us being nasty and a bit bully boys, and grinding the game out. I'm grateful for that. And we'll get to the end of the game today. And Moyes, I mentioned this before, and Moyes will look at it and he's justified in what he does, which is, it's a funny old league at the moment, Geo. And we are, you look at Everton, you look at Aston Villa, and they can capitulate or win by lots of goals. Yeah, we seem to be steady eddies. We seem to be consistent. We seem to be predictable. And I bet David Moyes will take that. I bet what I've just said there, he would think, why, thank you very much. That's a wonderful compliment you just paid me. And whilst against the big boys you don't mind, I think against Fulham, and it's really in that second half, I thought we were so ponderous. We're really lacking in quality. There was no quality coming from Fornals at all, which I understand. But he was working so hard. I actually wanted... What's happened then, and it shows how much I know, bearing in mind what happened at the end, by the way, was your suggestion for the starting lineup, which I thought, you must take Soucek off here and just put Fornals in the middle because he's working so hard, and just get us another attacker, because Soucek was just not getting up and joining the attack. And I just thought, if he's not going to join the attack, there's no point in him playing because he offers nothing else. And when you have that lack of quality from the middle creatively, so Declan Rice, which he's being interviewed now, is having to do the creating in the centre because Fornals can't do the creating, because Soucek can't do the creating. I found Soufal's crossing frustrating. I did. We'll speak more in the player ratings video later, maybe. But I was disappointed. I was a little bit disappointed what I saw, and I was thinking, well, come on, let's see someone a little bit more attacking in there. I thought everything wasn't bad. Obviously, defensively played well. I really like the Cresswell and Masuaku combination. I think they're really building a good understanding, and there's a lot to admire there. But once again, it was really hard for us to get any attacking momentum going for all the reasons I said, and Sebastian Haller being isolated up top, and when nothing really happened for him when he did get involved.
The second half sums up why I'm not jumping on the whole David Moyes bandwagon as yet. I've been very reluctant, despite what I think has been a really good start to the season, because when we did a cup of tea, I said to you, I want to see what he's going to do without Antonio. I want to see what he's going to do against the lesser teams. And tonight, I have to admit, I've not been very impressed. I think we've got away with it. I do think Parker will come away with that. A bit like we did against Liverpool last week. You come away thinking, right, disappointed we didn't get anything. Maybe we could have got something. But we played well. I'll take that performance from the players tonight. There was an individual error at the very death for Fulham there. But had that gone in, which most penalties do, Fulham would have deserved that point. They didn't mug us off. Despite scoring in the 98th minute, I would find it very hard to sit here and say that we deserved the win. Even though we've won, I still don't think we did deserve the win. Moyes was extremely frustrating today. The players were... I feel a bit sorry for Moyes to some extent, because I do think the players that he did play, not all of them performed that great. When we do the player ratings later, I'll be surprised if anyone gets an 8 today. I don't think anyone was that good. I think there were some solid players in there, but there was no one outstanding. I thought we did change our tactics a little bit, which was let's cross it more. And I'm aware that's how you play to Sebastian Haller's strength, but at least put in decent crosses. Yeah. We were just thumping it into the box, and it was just a case of if you can get the ball and you can A, control it, and B, hit it towards the 18-yarder, do it. And there was just nothing coming off from him. Even when you watch our goal, It's Balbuena that puts the cross in, which is it's just ridiculous. Actually, it was so foul, Masuaku Crespo. But yeah, it's our centre back who doesn't even pass out of defence. The guy that just boots it whenever he gets it is the one that actually gets his foot on the ball and says, "Hang on a minute, let's get a half decent crossing." And it's not even that good a cross. It's about 2 yards away from Sebastian Haller. It was just a poor header backwards to Benrahma. But we just tried to play the law of averages with the crossing, pumping it in. You could see Sebastian Haller was fuming at one point when he was offside. The ball came in, he headed down Soucek, the flag went up, and they went on him. You could see him, he was raging with Alan Creswell, saying, "What's taking you so long to get this crossing? I made my move about 10 seconds ago. I started this run.
Yeah.
Why is this?" And I just felt we were a bit boring tonight. I thought we were a bit slow, a bit lethargic. I think the Fulham centre-backs had a relatively straightforward game. They got let down by their centre midfielders for our goal. That's a centre midfielder that scored for West Ham tonight, so they're going to be saying, "Hang on a minute, we've kept this guy quiet for 98 minutes in the end. Why is this guy come wandering into our 18-yard and just tapped into the back of the net, basically?" The substitutions was somewhat frustrating. Gonzo, we had Benrahma ready to come on before the hour mark. He didn't come on until the 70th. The geezer was stood there for 10 minutes. I mean, it's probably even dangerous for a player to be standing that long.
I couldn't agree. It's
probably dangerous for a professional to warm up and stuff, get ready to come on, and you stand still for 10 minutes. I mean, it's risky. I'm aware Ogbonna got injured, which is a big loss. Ogbonna got injured. But Benrahma wasn't coming on for Ogbonna. So I'm unsure why that substitution then had to stop because of the other one. And
well, it wasn't just that. Sorry.
No, you go because I've been talking for a while. So let's mix it up a bit.
You're not wrong. Your instinct is not wrong. So I do think it was 11 minutes from the moment, not when he was warming up, because he was warming up.
Yeah, you stand on the pitch, stand there.
Absolutely, the moment he got his tracksuit off and he stand there, and Moyes is there, and the Nolan's there with the book of truth and all the rest of it, right? Showing him how he's going to score the winner and all that, right? So, but he stood there, and I think it was 58 minutes at that point. And the Ogbonna Diop thingy happened quite early in that. And then what happened? He was still stood on the touchline. And what happened was there were another 2 opportunities to get him on as a substitute, and Moyes didn't want to do either one because they were both deemed to be attacking opportunities for Fulham. And you're absolutely right. To actually warm up for that amount of time and then to actually cool down for that amount of time, we're lucky he was as sharp as he was at the end, actually, because I think it's bad at the best of times, but it's cold today. I mean, it's a very, very cold day. And to stand on the sideline doing that, and his caution, again, Moyes will say it worked, but he was too cautious then. He was far too cautious because what he was doing by him not doing the substitution, it was inviting wave after wave after wave of attack on us. And actually what we needed was to get Benrahma and Lenzini, whatever, either or on, to get someone on the pitch that could help carry the ball down it, to take it away, because at that point they were attacking. And the longer it didn't go on, the longer the substitution didn't go on for, the more confidence Fulham seemed to get. I just didn't think he gauged the situation well at all, Moyes.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit of a strange one. I mean, there was some positives. We got the goal in the end. Gonzo, Balbuena put the ball in the box. Fulham defender sort of head away, fell to Benrahma. I have to say, lovely bit of control, lovely awareness, very unselfish of him when just 10 minutes prior he skipped past Fulham defender. He was maybe a bit too selfish. He went for trying to score from an angle about 5 degrees and then tried to score from the angle of 4 degrees after getting the rebound back. But very unselfish, very good layoff to Soucek, very good finish from him. 1-0 up. And I have to say, though, there were things. We got the 3 points in the win, and that's the main thing. I thought there was things that was positive tonight. I thought we kept trying, although I don't think we were particularly great. I thought we kept going. And there was one point Fulham broke. It was 0-0. We had a corner, and they cleared it, and the ball remained in play, and they started breaking. And that was when Mitrovic crossed it to Anguissa, and he could have volleyed it first time. It would have taken a spectacular effort. We took the touch; it was heavy. It came to nothing. But by the time he went and got his third touch, we had about 7 players in the box or something. All our team had come running back up the pitch. This is in the 85th minute or something. Our whole team just came running back, got back in numbers, and their one good counter attack of the second half for them just come to nothing because sheer numbers, sheer fitness and stuff. The attitude of the team's there. I'm impressed by the attitude again tonight. I thought we've worked hard, tried hard, but we were just missing a little bit of something, creativity.
Quality.
Yeah, we're missing that. I think we're missing a little bit of adventure. The substitutions, when they did come, they were like for like. There was just personnel swaps, and I felt like the system could have done with tweaking a little bit. I thought we could have used that opportunity to maybe take off Masuaku or Creswell and go to 4 at the back. And I actually think it might have been a bit risky given that Creswell would be a centre back, but the Ogbonna substitution might have almost prompting Moyes to say, take me off and put Ben Rama on and just switch it. And look, get Diop warmed up properly for the next 5 minutes, then get him on for Creswell or something, and then you've got 2 centre backs. I just thought maybe put Rice into centre back, something temporary or something. I just thought there was an opportunity there to make an attack and sub. And if it went wrong, Moyes could have almost blamed the fact that Ogbonna got injured. I said, hang on a minute, we know Diop wasn't ready, but Ben Rama was, so I just did that substitution. I still get the feeling we got off with it a little bit tonight. We've got the win, that's the main thing, but I think we've got to take tonight as a bit of a lesson. There was a lot of people not overly optimistic for tonight's game. A lot of people thought this is the game we're going to come stuck, we're going to struggle here.
Yeah.
And I do think we've become stubborn. I mean, right at the death, 98 minutes though, Ben Rama, while he goes and gets the assist, he gives away a penalty. Was it a penalty for you?
By the law of the law of the land, so to speak, it was. But it was. I'll tell you what, it was more of a penalty than the Salah one. Because I do feel that I felt Salah really exaggerated the motion of falling down. I don't think that was particularly the case here. I did think he made contact with him. A certain amount of sympathy with Ben Rama as well, because clearly he's trying to show David Moyes that, hold on, I can get back, I can be a team player, and I can defend. But they're not the same thing. Having a willingness to get back, following orders, and the ability to defend are not the same thing, because tackling is a technique. That's why people get sent off, because tackling is a very, very, very difficult technique. And not clearly he didn't have it, which is why he left his leg dangling there doing the okey cokey. But it was. I'll tell you what was difficult about that last bit is after 75 minutes, Fulham decided they were going to take the draw. And they just completely sat back. They went very, very deep, and we didn't know what to do. We couldn't break them down. We really didn't know. And you're right about the personnel change. You're absolutely right. So I thought exactly the same thing when I saw the Ogbonna injury. As whilst worrying, I did see it as an opportunity to switch to 4 at the back and go for it, because clearly the momentum of the game. Fulham had done their job. I didn't feel that as neat as they were passing it around, and as tricksy as Lukeman could sometimes be, they didn't have enough quality in their team to do an awful lot. And I was disappointed with us that we didn't have as much quality. I think in terms of I said at the start that I thought the penalty was a bit embarrassing for him. However, having said all that, and we have had a bit of a moan, and myself certainly plenty, and I do feel, I don't think David Moyes would watch our videos, but if for any reason he did watch this, he'd be watching all the way through and laughing and saying, these guys don't know what they're talking about, I've got to win. And what you said
be wrong
about... No, not at all. And I said that because I let's get this right, I would have taken Soucek off. I would have taken him off very, very early, and of course he wouldn't have been on the pitch to score the goal. And Ben Rama's first touch and his pass was cool, and he had his head up. And I thought Soucek's finish was very cool, very low, didn't blast it. And early on, there was a lot of blasting going on with our shooting. Not Soucek. When it came to the important point, he was cool and he kept it low, and he passed it into the goal rather than try to blast it. But having had the moan, let me just say now that I really do think that there is an impressive quality to this, because it would have been very West Ham to play as well against the big teams as we have, and then go and lose against Fulham. And that's why you mentioned people were a bit nervous about this one. That's why it's not the people's fault, it's not the fans' fault. They've got West Hamitis, as I said, and they're just completely used to the pessimism of being a West Ham fan and losing these games. And today we haven't. We've actually shown a different quality. It's not very West Ham like. We've been gritty, we've been organised, which is why Soucek stayed in there just as another body who was going to be disciplined and hold his shape. And in the end, David Moyes will feel that his tactics worked, and they did. But So listen, so well done. Now we find ourselves in another good position in the league and moving forward. And there are lots of positives to take from the game. Although I don't feel that I do feel the positives are sort of the grit and determination, the shape, the fact that we're steady eddies at the moment when everyone else seems to be up and down. Everyone else seems to be like having roller coaster performances. Everyone else is like that, Gio. And ours are sort of, we have a flat line of performance basically that seems really steady and really predictable. I'm really pleased that Ben Rama came in and did that rather than try to blast it again. They'll get a lot of brownie points for that off David Moyes. It means we can move forward to the next game. But I do also, whilst all that is true, and I think it's great, I do feel that there were certainly two elements of luck involved in that. We got lucky at the end. I think we got lucky that we were able to break them down because it didn't look like we knew how to. And also I think we got quite lucky with the penalty, which I do think was a penalty. And I don't know what went through the kid's head, actually, for him to do that. I'm delighted he did do it. And, yeah, I mean, I'm pleased. Despite all the moaning, obviously I'm delighted, and me and my son were jumping for joy when we scored.
Yeah, I think it was a pen. When I seen the replay before VAR, I thought if that happened to us, I'd be demanding a pen down the other end of the pitch. It's just clumsy from Ben Rama. That's all. It's just someone that's possibly a bit overly enthusiastic to try and make a good impression. He's come on. He's got an opportunity because Bowden and Fanals weren't really up to scratch. He's got his assist. He's feeling good, he's got the adrenaline, and he doesn't really need to. He doesn't even have to do that tackle. Rice is standing in front of the guy, so if he's ready to take a shot, I don't think it's even going towards our goal. It's getting blocked. There's people around him, but he won't make that mistake again. I'd like to think that if he's in that situation against Sheffield United, I like to think he just stands off because he'll get told that he'll very much get a bollocking from David Moyes for what he's done there and conceding that penalty. I feel very sorry for Lukeman because it does take a massive set of cojones to a young lad in the 98th minute of the game 1-0 down and say, hang on, I'll take this, especially when you've got players like Kearney and Mitrovic on the pitch as well.
For sure.
To say, no, I'm having this, it's alright. And he took it with confidence. It was a bad idea, but it was also a really badly executed penalty. You watch it does go to the side. He didn't even put it down the middle, he sort of dinks it to the side. I mean, if he dinked it to the other side, he would have went in because Fabianski had sat down. But it was a pen. Fulham were perhaps fortunate with the timing. It was very borderline, sort of, the injury time was up kind of thing. And I know it's a minimum additional time in that, but I think that was probably that was very much. I think if that shot, he didn't make that tackle, that shot gets blocked, full-time whistle goes. I think it's very much the last second that foul was made. But individual performers, take a couple and say your piece, please.
Masuaku, another good game, I thought. Cresswell again, just really pleased with what they're trying to do. I quite like the way that when Cresswell goes forward, Rice drops in as a left centre back. I like that. I can see what's happening there. I think that's quite. It's making good use of the fact that we have a midfielder who used to play at centre half, and I think that's probably something. Bearing in mind, we've also got a left back who's quite good at crossing, who's playing at centre back. I think it gives us a sort of unique ability to do that so I think that's quite good. That's quite neat. Enjoyed that. I thought Rice played well. I thought he tried. I just thought he was outgunned. I thought he was completely outnumbered at times in there, and I thought our pause. I just thought Soucek was awful today. I really did, Gio. Got to say, I know it's sort of sacrilege to say it, but I thought he was awful, and I found Rice to be on his own. For like, Rice was almost as isolated as Haller, if you know what I mean. I felt sorry for Fornals because he had no quality. He had no quality today, but he worked so hard, so much endeavour. It's almost like he'd heard the words of David Moyes and thought, yeah. I just thought he was unlucky to have his collar felt and go off, but no quality from him at all. Real lack of quality today. You say about the Moyes loving, all right, and you didn't want to jump on the Moyes bandwagon. Listen, I'm not jumping on the Moyes bandwagon. I was saying I like Moyes before it was fashionable to do so. So that's not that. I have a bandwagon I'm not quite jumping on just yet, and it's the Soufal bandwagon. I'm not quite convinced, Gio, that we shouldn't go and buy a right back. And I'm not saying he's crap. I'm not. I'm really not. I like his work rate again. But if we're going to have these players which we do, and this is why we're doing well, is because of this fantastic work rate. You just still need a couple of other players in there who have the quality. I mean, Soufal doesn't have Cresswell's quality, if you know what I mean. I know they're playing separate, different positions, but he's not as good as crossing as Cresswell is. We were slow as well. There were times today. I do worry about Bowen a little bit. I think Bowen's a fantastic player, and I think he's gonna play really well for West Ham for a long time. I really do. He's going to get his fair share of goals, get his fair share of assists. But when people came in, people were saying that he's quick. I'll tell you now, I've seen him now. Obviously, Robinson was quicker than him today, right? But it's not just Robinson. We saw it with the kid Williams at Man United. We saw it with Regulion, or whatever his name is. I'm aware that I'm slaughtering his name. He's quicker than about half the fullbacks he comes up against with Bowen. And so he's going to have to... And that's difficult for us. And I don't think that means he can't play a part in the game. But I think when you've got that happening for him, when you've got Soufal, who runs a lot, but again, he's a marathon runner rather than a sprinter, so he can't get the pace there. So you're almost better off playing Fredericks if that's the case. So you understand what I'm saying? If Bowen is quicker than the fullback, you can play Soufal. If Bowen is not quicker than the fullback, then you probably need to play Fredericks. And if you've got him there, and then you've got Haller, who's slow, and you've got Fornals, who's slow, I think it stops our ability to do what we want to do and what Moyes wants to do. So I'm not entirely sure. I understand what Moyes wants to do in terms of his tactics. I'm not entirely sure he has quick enough personnel just yet to be able to do it completely effectively.
Yeah, I think other teams just know about Jared Bowen now. I think other teams look at our team and think, got to keep an eye on him. And I think he just receives a little bit more attention from teams. I think Soufal, I think you have to remember, he's never played wing back before in his career. He's a right back. We bought him as a right back to play wing back. So effectively, we're playing him out of position. I agree with what you're saying. I'm sort of looking at him. I think he's solid, and that is it. I think there's no frills about him. I think for what we paid, I think he's still a relatively good signing for what we paid. We paid 5-6 million for him. I think we've got a £5-6 million wing back. Really, that's about it. Defensively, I think he's decent, really good. Going forward, he does lack that cutting edge, but that was sort of sums up our whole night. Really, I thought we had decent spells, not so good spells, just like the cutting edge. We've got 3 points, which is the most important thing. I've seen us lose games and play. I've seen us play better than that and lose games. So in order to play sort of not that great but still get the win, it's good. We move on, and I think this sort of hints that we are improving as a team and as a squad and stuff. Tonight was just a bit, I don't know the word. We worked hard. We just didn't have that star quality. I don't think anyone had a bad game, but I don't think anyone had a good game, and that makes sense. I think everybody was okay tonight. Everybody was all right, and there was. I'll struggle to pick a man of match, but I don't think anyone necessarily deserves to be dropped off the back of tonight's performance. It's a funny old game actually. I think we got a little bit lucky. But how often have we sat here and said we got a bit unlucky? I thought we were unlucky against Liverpool, actually. I thought we were unlucky to lose that game. I thought we did quite well. I thought we held our own. Yeah. Tonight we were on the other side of the coin. So all was fair and well. I've had to pick out someone. I thought Soucek did okay. I think I thought Fornals, I don't know if you thought this, I thought Fornals had a different role tonight. I thought he was a lot more over to the right hand side of the pitch, especially in the first half. He was everywhere, and I thought, what's he doing? And quite often we were pressing. He was ahead of Sebastian Haller doing all the running around. I don't know if Moyes has tried to look at Haller and think, well, this guy's not going to run or can't run. Although tonight I thought he did a lot more running tonight, Sebastian Haller, ineffectively, but I thought he moved his arse a bit. Whereas Fornals, I just thought he had a different position / role tonight, and I wasn't very impressed by it. I didn't think he was great, but I don't know. I think Moyes has tried to change something in order to go up against Fulham, and it's just not worked. I do think he's actually attempted to do something differently. But anyway, can I get your final words and your hammer of the match if you've got one, please?
I guess my final words, having said all that, because I'm aware, I'm not looking at the chat now, but I'm aware that when we come and look at the comments on this video tomorrow, someone will turn around and say, come on, get over yourselves, West Ham won.
It's to give you a briefing. I mean, there's 1,000 people watching now, so thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Half yous have, half yous won't be, because the chat is very split. Half people are saying Moyes isn't good enough. It wasn't good enough by tonight. We need to do better. We got off with it and stuff. And the other half are saying we're being too harsh. I thought we won, and this player played well, that player played well, and stuff like that. So the chat is split as well. The chat's very split. It's very much.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, you're gonna get that anyway, aren't you? We did win, and we're fully aware that we won. By the way, but thank you for reminding us. But look, it's just our opinions on that. What I do feel is, having said all that, I've tried to mitigate it by saying what I thought we did well. As I say, I thought we'd been organised. I would be lying if I then went on and said, well, we were organised, we played well. Oh, and weren't we flamboyant and flicking the ball? That's not what happened. So, with that, let's be fair. David Moyes made a substitution today. I would say it would be an early substitution, but it didn't quite happen. But David Moyes made a substitution today, which impacted the game. Okay, I'm not suggesting I know better. I've even said, I think twice during this video, that I do believe that I would have taken Soucek off, and it's a good job he didn't because he scored the winner. So what do I know in that sense? But David Moyes did. He made the substitution. He brought Ben Rama on, and Ben Rama he created the goal for the equaliser. Cool as a cucumber with that. I'm really pleased. If I've got to give a man of the match, it would probably be Rice, Cresswell, or Masuaku, probably. I think I'm going to give it to. Am I? I don't know. It's tough. I'll give it to Masuaku.
I thought, like I said, I thought we got off with it, but we got the win. I guess that's the most important thing. There's positives come away from tonight, and I wouldn't call it negatives, but there's things to be cautious about if you want. There's plenty of room for improvement in our performance. I think a better team would have beat us tonight. But saying that, I thought Fulham played quite well. I thought they were quite organised. If I was a Fulham fan, I'd be looking at that tonight thinking, got a good chance of staying up. We would play like that every week, and we can just. To be fair, probably both teams will be looking at that thinking we were just a little bit better in the final third. We would have won that game. Well, we'd be thinking we've scored a bit more goals and stuff. I thought it was an entertaining 0-0 for quite a while. The first half in particular, I thought was quite end to end. I thought they were just a better side and stuff. So if you're a Fulham fan, I think you were maybe a bit hard done by tonight. I think a draw would have been a fair result for both sides. My man match was Aaron Cresswell. I thought for the first time, I thought he was the better centre back. I thought we've always sort of given him good scores when we do the player ratings on the Patreon. We've always given Cresswell good scores at left centre back. But tonight, I think I'm going to score him higher than Ogbonna and Balbuena for the first time. I thought he had an important role tonight because when games like this, you're going to look at Aaron Cresswell and say, you need to come out that back. You need to come out that back three a lot, more than often. You need to get up there. I thought he was right behind Masuaku quite a lot tonight to say, look, go, take your man on, and if they get it, it's all right. I am here. I'm in the way. They're not going to come running down this side. Thought some of his crosses were decent. I thought his corners were in the first half were really good. I thought we were winning quite a lot of them. Sebastian Aller hit the bar from a header. I thought Balbuena had a header as well that he connected from it. I think Cresswell's my man of the match. Mitrovic stood next to him in the first half, 2 or 3 occasions, wanting the cross in there. I feared it. The first one, it was a low cross. Cresswell just nudges him, stops him. Mitrovic gets his toe to it, and that's it. It goes out nowhere near the goal. I thought, that's enough. You're not going to beat him in the air. You know that. So put him off. Just don't let him make the contact. That's what he does. And the second one, he couldn't get anywhere near. He just had to accept Mitrovic towering over him. But I thought, he's doing well, Aaron Cresswell. He looked like a player that was not washed up, but very much struggling at Premier League level in the left-back spot the season, in the last season and a half. This season so far, he's looking like what I would maybe describe as an unsung hero of the season. If we were talking about Ham of the Year so far, no one mentioned Aaron Cresswell, but I think he'd be my top 5, to be honest with you. And I thought tonight, my man match. Anyway, myself and Gonzo are going to disappear now. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. And if you want our player ratings video, which we're waiting to record now, where we go through all the West Ham players and manager and grade them all, the link is in the description to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/HamishChat. Join up from £3.50 per month if you wish to support us or you want lots more Hamish Chat content. All details is below, and we'll catch you in a little bit.